Um, Wanted to talk about some of the books I picked up. Um, Mostly because all of my friends and family and loved ones are pretty sick of hearing me talk about books. So I thought, hey, I'll record myself talking about them in ether like a normal person and just kind of get my fix of talking about books that way. First off, reading right now, almost done with Sound and the Fury. Uh, loving it so much. Definitely super challenging. Um, Definitely the most challenging book I've read so far. Um, yeah, absolutely loving it. Deep reading the fuck out of it. If you look at like every page has a ton of writing on it, and I have like my journal that I've been writing in. I'm loving it so far. Maybe I'll talk about it at some point. Maybe I won't. I don't know. First book I picked up, um, the newest edition of the Silmarillion, like the collector's edition of the Silmarillion by I think it's HarperCollins. Yeah. Um, I mean the front is amazing. I think it looks gorgeous. You got the two trees, Telperion and something with an L. Telperion and Laurelin, I think. If I'm wrong, feel free to tell me I'm wrong. And the three Silmarils. It looks amazing. Um, that being said, as a whole, maybe a little disappointed in the quality of this thing. I mean, the book cloth is super low quality. It's already fraying, and I just got it the other day. I pre-ordered it back in like uh, September or November or something like that. So I just got it, and yeah, the book cloth is already fraying. You can tell it's really low quality cloth. There's no headbands, not even like decorative stick-on ones that you put in a normal case-bound book. Uh, so that was kind of a bummer. But I mean, it still looks really nice. Print quality is okay. And I am happy with it. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not happy with it. I'm happy with anything Lord of the Rings. I'm like 80% of the way through the Silmarillion. Full disclosure, I haven't finished it yet. I am reading. I have a paperback version over here, and I'm also listening along with the Andy Serkis um, audiobook, which is fucking awesome. It's so good. And I'm really enjoying it right now. So I kind of jumped the gun by getting the collector's edition of the book before I had even read it. I'm almost done with it now, and I can say that I love it so far. I've read the other Lord of the Rings multiple times, and The Hobbit a couple times. So I thought, I'll get into the Silmarillion, and that's the one I got. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I just wish that binding was a little bit nicer. That being said, it wasn't super expensive, so I'm not like devastated by it or anything. Okay, what should I talk about next? Next, I got Macbeth. It was like $5 on 8 books for a new version, and a lot of the people, my cousin in particular, whose like literary taste I super look up to, was like, you need to reread Shakespeare, um, and he's like, the last time you read it was probably when you were in high school, which is true. I read Macbeth in high school. And I was like, you know what? I'll pick it up. I'll probably try to deep read it at some point. Um, Maybe in the next couple weeks when I finish Sound and Fury, especially because I know that Faulkner was really inspired by Shakespeare. I mean, the Sound and the Fury, the name is based off of Shakespeare. Cool. I think from Hamlet. I'm not sure. Um, so I'm gonna probably read this, do it like a 1 or 2 day read or something like that, just because I mean they're plays, they're meant to be taken in one sitting, so that'll probably be my next one. What should I talk about next? I got Ray Bradbury, Something Wicked This Way Comes. I've never read Fahrenheit 451. Not a huge sci-fi guy. If that book is not sci-fi, I'm exposing myself. But I'm not a huge sci-fi guy. I've read Dune. I've read a couple of Philip K. Dick's books. Not my Didn't dislike him. I really liked Ubik by Philip K. Dick, but just sci-fi in general. and to an extent, fantasy is not something I'm super into. I'm also reading right now. I am on the second book of the First Law trilogy. It's okay. Sorry if that is not how you feel, but they're fun. But anyway, fantasy and sci-fi tangent. Not super my thing, but I still enjoy it from time to time. I got something this Wicked This Way Comes, mostly because the premise seems something more I'd be into. Again, my cousin told me that the prose and the writing in here is gorgeous. So this might be the next 3 or so books I read. Maybe I'll do a video talking about the books I'm planning on reading coming up. But that's the next one. One book. This book is probably not going to be read until probably the end of the year. Moby motherfucking Dick. I got the Penguin Classics Deluxe whatever version. I got this book. Oh, look at the back. It looks so sick. It's so nice. It's got the engraving style art, which I'm obviously quite a bit of a fan of. But I picked this book up because it is my dad's favorite book. It's got the unfinished edges, which I'm 50-50 about. Sometimes I like, sometimes I don't. I like it on this book. I picked this book up because it's my dad's favorite book. Ever since I was a kid, he's talked about this book, and it just doesn't seem right that I haven't read it yet. So this will probably be my final deep read of the year, probably sometime in December or something like that, and maybe a little bit earlier, maybe in November. I want to spend at least 2 months with this book, really going into it. I've picked up random passages, and I've read the introductory paragraph maybe a dozen times at this point because it is just so, the prose is just so gorgeous and human, and I think it's amazing. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this book. One of the ones I'm really looking forward to, that one and this next one, which we'll talk about. I'm also picked up East of Eden. I've never read, this is going to expose me, but I've never read any Steinbeck, actually. Again, my parents in particular both love Steinbeck. I got the Penguin Classics version. I love the Penguin Classics, the black ones. They remind me of, I don't know, simpler times or something. But I picked this up because me and my dad are both going to read this together, actually. One of his favorite books is Grapes of Wrath. Him and my mom read it before they had any kids. They read it out loud to each other, which is very cute. So the next one we're going to read together, or first Steinbeck I'm going to read, the next one my dad is going to read, East of Eden. This is going to be the next big book I read. So this next month, after I finish Sound and Fury, I'm going to read a couple of short, easy ones. Not easy, but short, entertaining books. Then I'm going to deep read this one with my dad. So that'll be fun. Looking forward to doing that. I've read a couple of the passages out of here. The prose is like biblical. It's large. It's gorgeous. It's sweeping, and I can't wait. That's what I'm looking forward to. So this one's not. I got this like 2 months ago, so bear with me. But I got it so I can show you this newest book, which I just got. So as you can already tell, I'm a fan of Faulkner. So I got this Franklin edition. I know Franklin edition. Reddit kids, go ahead. You can complain. Franklin edition of A Fable. I think it's the second book that his last book he wrote. I think the second book that won him. Is it a Pulitzer or was it a Nobel? I don't know. One of those two. Franklin edition with the silk end pages, which I'm pretty are the wrong green direction, but that's okay. I also make books. I am an amateur bookbinder. Here's second to last book I made. The last book I made was I hand-bound Christmas Carol by Dickens. Anyway, so this is the Franklin edition of a Fable. As I was saying, I think the silk end pages, I think it's green direction, just because it's so hard to open, and I can kind of tell based off the light which way the green direction goes. So I think it might be wrong, but it's okay. I got it for $20 at a used bookstore near my house. I mean, I know it's Franklin edition. People will say whatever they want about it. I just think it looks nice. I understand that the leather, it might as well be imitation leather. I don't really care. I just think it looks really pretty. So I picked it up. It's got some nice, let's see if I can find one without taking too much time. Actually, I'll show you in the next one. It's got some nice illustrations in it. And so I also picked this one up off of eBay. I am ashamed to admit I lowballed the shit out of this guy, and he accepted. But Sound and the Fury, I liked it so much. I was like, I'll get a nice edition of it. This is another Franklin edition. It is leather bound. All Franklin editions are basically just mass produced, case bound in leather. Usually classics. This one I thought was gorgeous with the blue leather, and the gilding looks really nice on the back here too. Same thing, silk end pages. This one also feels like wrong grain direction, but that's okay. This was printed in, I think, 1976. Part of their, I guess that's what Quentin looks like. That is not what I expected Quentin looked like. Anyway, printed in 1976, part of the 100 greatest novels of all time collection from Franklin. It even comes with a little editor's note that gives you tips on how to read it. I bought it because I think it looks nice. Whatever, Reddit nerds, you can make fun of me. I don't care. I think they look nice. That's why I bought them. What have I not shown? Oh, 2 books left. This one, a little different. The Beautiful Brain. I am a neuroscientist. I am 3 months away from defending my dissertation in neuroscience. As you can see, you got some nice little brain pictures here, brain tattoo. Part of the name of this channel, Corpus Callosum, is what I published my first paper on. Anyway, I love the brain. Here's a book about the drawings of probably the most famous and one of the most influential neuroanatomists of all time, Santiago Ramon y Cajal. He was a big, his biggest contribution was these drawings of these Golgi stains of different neurons in the brain. This right here is a Purkinje cell in the cerebellum. Big proponent of something called the neuron doctrine, which is basically his theory that the brain is made up of individual neurons rather than a big, like, goop of cells and ganglion. But I mean, like, look at this thing. It goes over. I bookmarked a page to show you guys, so sorry about that. Like, these are some pyramidal cells in the cortex. Look at that, hand drawn, just totally fucking gorgeous. It goes over his life. Here's a picture of him. It goes over his life and his most influential drawings. So here's some more pyramidal cells. Their axons going down into the cortex. Just gorgeous stuff. And I really like the dust jacket is nice, but when you take it off, oof, look at this thing. Look at that. Oh man, sorry, I dropped the dust jacket. I'll pick it up. Look at that. Unbelievable. It's so pretty, and I'm writing my dissertation right now. Oftentimes I'll find myself demotivated or, lacking inspiration, and I've been picking this book up, reading some of the excerpts and looking at the different drawings of the neurons, and just think about how influential this guy was, and I get back in the mood for it, I should say. I will put the dust jacket on this after I finish, because there's only one more book left, and that is Butcher's Crossing by John Williams. I actually got this recommendation Not that he fucking recommended it to me specifically, but I've been binging Man Carrying Thing. He's got, he used to make book video. I mean, he still does. I love his videos either way, but I especially love his book. Wow, look at this color. What the fuck? That's crazy. Anyway, I binged his book videos, and this is one he kept talking about as being like a perfect book. We have very similar tastes in books, so I thought I'd pick it up. I haven't read Stoner. I'm debating reading Stoner before this. This is going to be in my next month. I'm reading a bunch of shorter books. This is going to be one of them, either this one or Stoner. I'm not sure. One of those two, but I do know I love the I almost said album art. I love the cover of this one, and I actually really like the cover of Stoner too. So I'm gonna have to think about which one to read. So yeah, that's me talking about the books I picked up. Let me know which ones you've read and which ones you recommend. Let me know what you think of Sound and Fury, because I'm fucking geeking over this book lately. I've been nonstop thinking and talking about it. My girlfriend is like, please stop talking about it. She doesn't say that. But I definitely have talked her ear off about it. Let me know what you think of the books I got. Tell me if there's some books you think I would like, that you would recommend. Make fun of me for buying Franklin editions of these books. Make fun of me for being a big neuroscience nerd. I don't know. I just want to talk about books. So please talk to me about them. Leave a comment. And yeah, maybe I'll make another one soon. I'll talk to you guys later.